They've been here before. Belgium, Osaka, Roswell, those are recon missions. They were testing our weakness. Testing our capabilities. But Phoenix was different.
How is it different?
It was only the beginning.
What the fuck is going on, bitch? Jesus Christ, we gotta go, we gotta go! Come on! Keep going! Over here! Go, go! Go, go, go! Come on! Come on! Come on! Fucking do it! Oh my God!
Sorry, if I'd known, I would have waited.
Got plenty of time. We'll go down. We can get to the other side. It'll be perfect. Come on! Pick it up. Jesus Christ! Ryan,
Coming?
let's go! God. You're the John Williams. Right?
Wow.
You know how we're going down, right?
We're right on Jake's back. We're gonna push Jake down the side.
You've done this before, right?
Like a toboggan.
Just sliding?
Ride you like an
Like
alpaca,
a Jake.
man.
I'm serious. You can do it. Here, you go first. Come on, go first. You can.
Camera.
4 Phoenix area residents are missing tonight after a local camping trip in the Estrella Mountains.
Despite the efforts of the Arizona County Rescue and the AHP, officials continue to scour the area by ground and in the air, but have found no sign of the missing hikers. The men were all experienced riders and were in good health.
Susan Lauder hasn't heard from her son Glenn since Thursday morning around 11 a.m.
March 14th, 1997. Authorities recover an abandoned ATV belonging to 28-year-old Glenn Lauder. His food and water supplies are found less than 50 feet away, but Glenn is nowhere in the area.
Springs Road that provided the first real clues as to what may have happened to the 4 missing riders on March 14th.
The individual committing these abductions was extremely methodical. The location of the disappearances led us to believe this was the work of a lone perpetrator operating in a specific part of the desert.
New evidence has come to light linking the unexplained disappearance of 4 missing Arizona hikers.
Sheriff's officials arrest Walton S. Gayson, a retired veteran and religious fanatic with a long history of confrontations with police.
The Phoenix District Attorney's Office says Gayson was involved in a 4th aggravated assault where he attacked a Maricopa County Sheriff's Station.
Chilling testimony from Walton S. Gayson, now the prime suspect in what investigators believe may be a 4-person homicide. Gayson.
During interrogation, Gayson confesses he witnessed the men's abduction, but insisted the men were taken by non-terrestrial beings.
The others. Why don't you understand?
And then why don't you help me understand?
I know how to make you understand.
But before Gayson can stand trial, Gayson is taken into federal custody, and all information in the case is confiscated.
Investigators from the FBI will be reviewing the evidence and will be making a statement in the coming weeks. Thank you.
Gayson absolutely committed these murders. There's no question in my mind. It was like we were being sabotaged by our own country.
You think this was a conspiracy?
Absolutely. Something happened out there in the desert.
What do you think happened?
We got too close to something much bigger. The military didn't want us to know.
You're aware that by giving this interview, they could come after you and your family?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's go.
In 1997, you took part in one of the largest military cover-ups in United States history.
That's correct.
And this involved a direct engagement with extraterrestrial craft.
That's correct.
But the official Defense Department reports have never been disclosed.
Congress doesn't even know if this happened.
This began March 13th, 1997, during the single most controversial UFO sighting in North America, known as the Phoenix Lights.
Hey, Sue! Take a look at this.
The Phoenix Lights. Tonight, lights in the
Arizona
sky.
residents
Phoenix,
are
Arizona
talking about one of the nation's largest UFO sightings.
There was a case a couple of years ago in Arizona of some lights that were seen over Arizona. And that has never been fully explained.
Like a fleet of planes or helicopters flying in formation.
The first reports of the strange flying object came in about 8:20 p.m. from a former police officer in Paulden, Arizona.
Hundreds of eyewitnesses reported sightings.
They've been here before.
Mile route south to Phoenix and
Belgium, Osaka, Roswell, those are recon missions. But Phoenix was different.
How is it different?
This was the first time we knew what they were capable of. The first time we'd been provoked into an attack, or maybe the first time they were.
And as a result of this operation, 4 civilian men became collateral damage.
Yeah. I don't think a night's gone by in 17 years I haven't thought about what happened to those boys that night.
Alright, so here's what I got. See here, I had to cannibalize a bunch of other cameras. They are wrecked, unfortunately. But, yeah, that's right. Hands-free, baby. And why hands-free, you ask? Let me show you. So this, yeah! Right? Cool shit like this. Pow! Captain fucking Magic, right?
Glenn had mounted this camera to the front of his bike and actually went to his helmet too. The best we could do at the time, you know, but he recorded everything. He managed to get every stunt way before GoPros or, you know, any of the shit we have now. Glenn was, like never scared of shit. He was just fearless. And you do realize how ridiculous you look in all this, right? You look ridiculous. Fuck you.
He saved up his own money to buy his cameras. He'd film stunts, tricks, anything he could film. He was pointing that thing at something.
Fuck yeah!
When they disappeared, it was like life just stopped. They were so fun and full of life.
You find me attractive.
I think that's my foot. And then they were just gone.
You son of a bitch. Hey! You son of a bitch! Hey! You are the best alarm clock. Oh, I know. All right, let's do this. Just eat it, motherfuckers. Shut up. Hurry. Yeah, I got everything we need.
I don't want to eat bologna and beer every day.
No, I know. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Where are we even fucking going?
Look, just right here.
Why do we even have to go that far? Why can't we just like hit a bar or?
I'm not taking you to the Nam or anything.
I just don't want to get bit by fucking rattlesnake.
Look, I'm doing this as much for you as I am for him. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I hear you. Hey.
What's up? Everybody, Jake, you looking good, buddy? Where's Ryan?
What? You still asleep? stops.
Why?
It's not gonna zoom anymore.
Oh, shit.
Okay, it'll be fine though. I just can't zoom.
It'll be great.
Oh man, if we don't get out of here this day, it's because of you. You. What's the problem?
The zipper's stuck.
No, it's not. Hold on.
Oh. I can't.
No, it won't roll.
Let off.
Smells like victory.
Let off.
So good.
So good.
Come on! Out, out, out!
One, two, three.
After you, I'm knocking out.
Oh, thank you, Noel.
I mean, for years, they told us it was over. You know, they couldn't explain the reports, the bone fragments, the lack of evidence. No one would help us. I mean, if our boys are dead, where are the bodies?
You guys look great.
Look, no parent should have to outlive their kid. We just want to know what happened to our boys.
What?
By coming forward with this information now, you risk exposing a military operation that led to the disappearance of these 4 men. How did you become involved with this event?
In 1997, I was stationed at Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix, Arizona as part of a Special Operations Aerial Unit.
In the weeks leading up to the incident, had you experienced any warning signs about an impending attack?
There were reports of livestock mutilations and things of that nature on our side of the spectrum. We had experienced atmospheric anomalies about 50 clicks west of the range.
And this is an area where the 4 men were abducted?
That's right.
But there was no other indication of an attack or an invasion?
No, not at that time.
And leading up to the incident, were you or your superiors aware of the 4 civilian men prior to that night?
No, we were not.
Walton Gayson?
No.
Were you aware that the men had been recording themselves? Did you know that the footage existed?
Not at that time. I have subsequently become aware of that.
I thought you had to piss. Don't. That's what you want?
This is what I want.
Take me a minute. Hold on with you watching.
Are you pee shy? No, don't move. I'm trying to get it between your legs.
Hey, nobody look. I get really embarrassed.
Oh my god. What are you doing?
Does that freak you out at all? Is that gay?
Oh, does this intimidate anybody? Is that a squirt bottle?
Get out of my shorts. That's what happens when you pee into the wind.
Off a tire, into the wind.
My father would be so proud.
At that time, Hellbob was making its approach to the northwest. 0430 Norcom El Paso reported a triangular shape that was trailing behind the comet's tail.
Did you know what the object was?
They referred to it as a chevron, but no, nobody knew what the hell it was. At 0700, there was traffic about a separation. The object had been following the comet until 1.32 aeronautical units, at which time it began a break-off and a rapid descent into our atmosphere.
And was there any indication where it was heading?
Yeah, somewhere over Arizona.
Yeah, this is how it begins.
Have to stop for gas.
What's up, buddy? Got it.
Hello. Just take those.
Yeah, I know, right? Here, take it. I gotta say something.
Come on, man. I thought you were ready to go.
Okay, ready? Oh,
That's just like the best thing I've ever seen.
No, it's not!
Mitch was a good kid. He didn't deserve any of this. Well, the family took the disappearance really hard, especially since Mitch's brother Mark, he died in a helicopter crash, 92, a few years after the Gulf War.
You know, I think that's why Mitch and Glenn had that special bond. I think, you know, growing up around military, they were like family. You know, they were close. They were really tight knit. And once Mark passed on, definitely more so. I think like Glenn became like a brother to Mitch.
Don't big brother him right now.
Just be nice. You just gotta be nice.
Look, I'm being nice because I'm telling him that he's brilliant. So why aren't you painting? You never paint.
I do paint. Dude, how come you don't even make music? If you're all the musicians.
I make music.
I like it. That's
Very good. This is not about me. This is about him.
Why don't you make music?
I do. You know why he doesn't have to make music? Because he dresses like he makes music, and that's the important part.
You know what the difference is I'm gonna be a librarian who paints. You're gonna fucking go to LA and you're gonna, we're gonna listen to you on the radio. That's right. You're my best friend, but you need to get the fuck away from me. Get the hell out of here.
Said I was your best friend.
Only on Sunday nights.
Too long.
Run, keep running, all the way to the coast.
Commercial break. If you don't come back, we know you're going to Los Angeles to be a rock and roll star. Okay, so you have Dude, turn the fucking camera off. What? You just fucking ran out of there. Turn the fucking camera off, please. What the fucking problem? Fuck that guy, dude. I love him. No. He's doing it because he loves you, man. I mean, no, he's not. The only reason why we all do because we want you because we know you're. I get it. But I don't need to hear from fucking Jake, who can't get over his wife, who won't take his fucking wedding ring off, that I need to change my life and that I need to do something with him. Why doesn't he get off his ass and do anything? That's his problem. It is his problem, but I don't need to be. I know what I'm doing with my life, and at least out of the four of us, I got a plan to do something. I'm not just sitting on my ass and. I don't know, dude. You can't just. I'm willing to do it. I'll pack everything that I have in the back of my car and fucking drive, and I'll get there. And I'll pump gas. I'll paint houses. I don't give a shit what I have to do. But, well, just there is a side of me that doesn't want to move. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm certainly not one to talk. No, I know. Good.
You don't believe Gayson acted alone?
When you're doing a criminal investigation, you look at every possibility, and then you consider the impossible. The impossible was that 4 healthy young men could have been overpowered, abducted, and murdered by a single individual.
We have a very limited time that we get to talk to each other, so I would kind of like to get to some questions that I've been wanting to ask you for quite a while. So if you don't mind, are you ready to begin?
You don't want to shake hands first.
I don't think we're allowed to actually touch each other, Mr. Gayson, but I appreciate the offer.
Courtesy.
But why did your department release Gayson after the incident?
We're following protocol. We investigate the case, we investigate the leads, we hit a dead end.
Yeah, but you had a suspect in custody.
We had a suspect who said that he witnessed the men in the area, but there wasn't enough evidence to hold him.
So you're saying your department released the last person to see the men alive?
No one took him seriously. It was a bit unstable.
When history paints a picture of me, he will say I was the monster that took them. The simple truth is, I wasn't the real monster.
I didn't fucking feel it at first.
Really?
Because of the shock, yeah. And then I looked down, and the branch is literally sticking through my thigh.
You always laugh when you get hurt.
Show and tell.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Get out the back. Get at the back. Record button's on the side. Just mash it to start recording. Yeah.
He'll be the first man on Earth to film his own death. Well done.
All right, check it
Cool
out.
little thing.
Yeah, like that? Yeah.
See, how's it on?
Hey guys, something's going on over there. What? What's up?
Check it out. What's going on?
What is it? What's up?
By 0900, multiple atmospheric distortions began appearing across the state.
In the same position as the previous sightings.
That's right. The Nevada border, Paulden, and Flagstaff.
Those were the same warning indicators that happened in Russia and Syria.
We had 2 birds in the air, but there were no other confirmed contacts, except for the formation.
Get out and check it, Jake.
What did you hit? I didn't do anything. God damn it.
You can look at this?
I'm on it. You ever put oil in this thing?
Fuck
you.
yeah.
How far is it to your folks' place? Maybe we just walk it.
No, it's like at least 15 miles or more. I mean, I don't even know where we are out here.
I don't think AAA's gonna come out this far.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's coming out this far. That's the whole point.
I'm sorry, guys. This is my fault.
No,
I'm sorry.
listen, don't worry about it. Look, we'll try and find a phone and see if anybody's there. We can call for help, yeah?
I'll stay here and see if I can at least get it running or something. I'll just, I'll get it patched up if I can and meet us back here, all right?
Jake, yeah?
Yeah, we're good.
Dude, she's a big girl. She'll be fine.
Well, I don't like it. Nut sweat stain was like a third the size of yours, which makes no sense at all.
It was cold.
You remember that? He's like, no, my nuts are starting to sweaty. That's why it just looks smaller. I was like screaming, I was in the pool! I was in the pool!
Were the four men aware of the impending operation? Do you think they had any idea of what was about to happen?
Now, you've asked me some form of that question 2 or 3 times now, and I've already given you the answer. They didn't know. We didn't know. That's it. That's not going to change.
Tired. I'm tired. Okay. Hey, don't touch the fence. I think it's electric.
You think? Think this thing's on?
I hope it's not on. I just picture a fat serial killer on the other end.
Shut up, dude, shut up.
So what was the official cause of death?
They said that Ryan had been attacked by some kind of an animal. The coroner said that they thought they found what were his remains.
Police say the remains of the 4 men have yet to be identified. However, officials are classifying this as an animal attack, believing the men may have become victims
for
of
the
a
March
bear or
14,
mountain lion.
1997 attacks, where 4 hikers disappeared in the Estrella Sierra
Following
south.
the coroner's announcement, the county attorney's office has suspended further investigation into the men's disappearance.
How many bodies did you recover?
There were no bodies. No tissue residue. Not even DNA could be recovered from the site.
So in your opinion, could this have been a bear?
No. Absolutely not.
Everyone knew Gayson would never testify, so the medical examiner was instructed to classify the event as a bear attack. Families never had any resolution to what happened to their kids.
Despite public criticism of the medical examiner's announcement, the county attorney's office has suspended further investigation into the men's disappearance.
Giving up over here or what?
Guarantee you he doesn't ever put oil in this car. He barely wipe his own ass. How can you make it in LA?
What's with you guys? You used to be best friends.
Yeah, I'll take that. I've had enough of this. See if there's anything else.
I'm gonna go try to find some help with that road.
You sure?
Over there. Yeah, it's not that far.
All right.
I'll be back.
Be careful, all right? Oh, Mitch put me in the ground. Great.
By 1100 hours, NORCOM had lost visual with the object. Within 30 minutes, we had lost 2 KH-12 satellites over the southwestern hemisphere.
They were entering our atmosphere.
There were conflicting reports. It was a fucking mess. Nobody knew what they were looking for or where the hell to look.
Well, Glenn, congratulations, because we are pretty fucked out here. Ryan's car's out of commission, so we're stuck. And there isn't shit for miles. And judging by the look of that shack you guys just headed off for, I'm gonna guess you're about to be chopped up into hamburger meat. So let me just go on the record and say I told you so. You know, this whole trip, just great fucking idea.
You need to leave! You need to leave now!
Were you with the men the night they disappeared?
came back.
You need to leave! Mine!
Authorities claim you were responsible for the disappearance of those men. But you've never spoken about any military operation that night.
Get away from my car!
If you say so.
Why not come forward and expose the truth?
I've made peace with my Lord, and he shall grant me forgiveness. I can't say the same for you.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There's a fucking guy right here. What the fuck are you doing? Serious, there was some fucking psychopath banging on the fucking car.
Hey, relax, Ryan.
I think I just peed.
I didn't see anybody. Did you?
Why don't you just own up to the fact that you were beaten off in there?
Look, can we get back on the ATVs?
I'm sorry I disturbed you, all right?
I mean, if we can expose a conspiracy, then none of this has to happen again.
It is happening.
I think people believe what they want to believe. But in my heart, I know Gayson killed those men.
They come, they take, they feed. They have no pity, no remorse. Their vision is pure.
See you later.
Pick you up later tonight.
Those boys found something out there, something no one was supposed to see. The police, they just didn't want to say what.
What do you think they found?
The truth.
And then you received a call to stop the investigation?
Can you shut that off? Our department was told to back down by the Air Force Investigative Commission.
We have recovered circumstantial evidence of a possible connection to an incident.
We received a call. They told us to suspend all search and rescue operations in the Australia region. So that's what we did.
So you were told essentially to back off?
Yes.
Well, would you say that that was unusual for the military to intervene in a missing persons investigation?
Yeah, I'd say that's very unusual.
I was told, don't ask any more questions. And that's kind of where it ended.
This was not about a bear, or even about investigating Gayson.
You believe they were covering something up?
It's a distraction. To keep people from knowing the truth. Look, no one talks about what happened that night.
At this point, you were at DEFCON 2?
At 17:30, the 104th reported multiple bogies descending into Nevada airspace.
911 emergency?
They're in the sky! They're all over!
Excuse me, sir, what is your emergency?
Look out the window! It's a whole fucking fleet!
Sir, I need you to calm down and tell me what's happening.
It's a fucking invasion!
No!
I got that one on video.
This is fun!
When they made an abrupt turn to the south, law enforcement and civilians had already seen it. There was no way to isolate or contain it. We couldn't respond in time.
Major sighting here.
Well, our newsroom has been flooded with calls tonight
Reports
from
from
people
all across the state of mysterious flying objects in the sky,
and what many are already calling the largest UFO sighting in North America.
There were so many phone calls coming in from the city and the county, and people were concerned that this object could have been a threat. It passed over our airport, it passed over the towers, the buildings, and nobody was doing anything about it.
I don't care what nobody's talking about, man. Those were aliens and shit, like E.T., but aliens,
After
man.
hundreds of panicked 911 calls and reports to local authorities, airport officials were prompted to temporarily suspend flights as the strange lights crossed over Sky Harbor airspace. Air traffic controllers had been notified by Luke Air Force Base authorities, and numerous reports from nearby residents confirmed the base had scrambled F-15s shortly after the sightings.
We were tracking them for about 90 minutes coming in from Nevada. As soon as they entered our airspace, we scrambled two 15s. But the 104th was already engaged over that area.
Engaged.
Yeah, they had encountered them over the Barry Goldwater Range and evaded them to the south until we could intercept. That's when Operation Snowbird went into effect.
Don't worry, baby. I'll snuggle up to you, mate. Keep you warm. Come on, give me a kiss.
Quit jerking off with your toys. Geek.
You see him, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, look at them. They're all in a, they look like they're in a line.
You guys looking at? You're fucking retarded. You know that, right?
Look, they're coming this way.
Jesus, that's a UFO.
It's not a UFO. Those are flares, dude.
Flares
Come on.
from what? Listen. Huh? You hear them? You hear the A-10s?
Yeah, you can hear them.
That's what they're from, you dunce.
What are they doing out here?
Must be part of that operation we saw this morning.
Yeah, they've been doing maneuvers over the desert all day. Oh, dude, check it. Look. You see them? The two A-10s? Shit, that's not it. Those are 15s. Oh, shit, those are 15s!
Why are they dropping flares? Are they chasing something? Maybe it's an exercise or a training something.
But at 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen 15s do maneuvers over a city in what, like forever?
Yeah, but why here? Why aren't they down by the base?
I don't know. You know what this means, right? We're fucking going up there.
No,
We are going up there. Come on,
absolutely not.
Let's go. We are doing this, baby.
Absolutely not, dude.
What? Come on.
We don't know what that is. We don't even know where the hell we are right now. I mean, we should just stay here or go home. Melissa's fucking waiting on us anyway.
Please don't
No,
bring
he's got
Melissa
a point.
into this.
Listen,
No.
whatever shit is going on over there, we do not need to be fucking
What, are you
with.
kidding me? You want to go home, Jake? Would you quit hiding from stuff? Please stop being such a fucking pussy. It
Not
breaks
being
my
a
heart.
fucking
Let's go.
pussy. I just don't think we should be fucking around out here, okay?
Exactly.
Look, I just have a bad feeling about this. I think we should go home right now.
It's just some planes.
Yeah, in like 2 minutes, they're gonna be gone.
You're telling me that those are flares dropped from fighter jets, and you want to go closer? I mean, what if it's the fucking Russians or something?
Okay.
Not the Russians!
Or
What are you talking
or whatever.
about? Look, I swear, I will get you the best blowjob ever. Just please come with me, all right? We'll go up there, we'll come back down, it'll take 10 minutes.
There's no
You're
talking
going.
about it.
You are going, yes?
Fucking
Yes!
hey, man.
Yes, he's going! He's going! And you're going too, baby! Oh, let's do it! This is gonna be fucking great! Let's go! Let's go!
Lieutenant Colonel James Edwards, now the Assistant Director of Operations for the 175th Operations Group in Maryland, says his squadron of A-10 Warthogs was on a training exercise over the Barry Goldwater Range.
So you're saying the lights that people witnessed were flares?
Most likely they were our Lu-2 illumination parachute flares.
Is that unusual to drop flares over a populated area?
We were miles from any civilian areas. It was standard procedure to drop unused ordnance after a run.
I still don't know what it was. As a pilot and a former Air Force officer, I can definitively say that this craft did not resemble any man-made object that I'd ever seen. And it was certainly not high-altitude flares as put out by the Air Force at Luke Air Force Base, because I've never seen flares fly in formation.
There are about 5 or 6 craft. We were tracking their progress for about 10 more minutes. And when they passed over the city, they broke south for Tucson.
What changed?
Well, after what happened in Belgium and Osaka, we sure as hell wanted to take any chances.
What kind of chances?
Keep moving, let's go! Moving, let's go! Anything like this? What's going on?
What's that one behind that one over there?
I don't know, it's not a 15.
Yeah, fucking ain't right. It's moving too fast.
It's up in my place.
Two of our F-15s approached them from the north. One of our birds attempted to make contact with the lead craft, and the other objects instantly egressed from the AO.
We had an E3 in the air covering with FLIR. We could see them on visual, but they were completely invisible to radar.
I was passed some information that said this was Operation Snowbird. The information this man gave me was code names, and Snowbird was diversion.
Can you tell us specifically what Operation Snowbird is?
In the event of a mass sighting or an engagement over a civilian-populated area, Operation Snowbird would deploy deterrent measures or diversionary tactics to draw eyes away from the combat zone.
A distraction operation?
Yeah.
So when the public saw the lights over the city, they weren't seeing the actual crafts?
No. No, they were seeing our flares.
Is it unusual to drop flares over a populated area?
Well, I've already stated that
Look, as Lieutenant Colonel Jones stated in his report, the events of March 13 were a documented training exercise with the 104th Fighter Squadron.
Is it unusual that A-10s from another base would violate your airspace without first contacting your flight controllers?
Lieutenant Colonel Jones and his men were well within their area of operation.
And does this include Operation Snowbird as a diversion exercise over the Estrella Mountains?
All right, we're going to end this interview now.
At 2200 hours, they cleared the mountain line. And that lead craft, changed trajectory and engaged our fighters head on.
So what was going through your mind?
I have never seen anything move so fast in my life.
I don't think so. I mean, they're not supposed to be able to move like that. Look, 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 look. What the hell was that? What was that? Oh my God, man, that's a pilot. Well, why did we shoot it down? Come on, we gotta go. What are you doing? Enough. Listen, dude. Mitch, everybody on, everybody on! Come on, man! God damn it! Where the fuck is it? Do it this way, come over here, come on! They're looking in the wrong place!
We need to turn around right fucking now.
Just hang on a second, all right? It's a fucking pilot. We can't leave it.
Listen to him, man. He's right, okay? You've had your fun. Let's get the fuck out of
Look,
here.
if that is one of ours, I'm not gonna leave him here. You understand?
One of ours? What are you even talking about, dude? If that's one of ours, if that's military, then someone's coming after him.
There's nobody else up here. All right, this is our chance to save him. Will you just fucking come?
We don't know what the hell that is.
We're just gonna see if he's okay. All right? If he's fine, we'll go back down. We'll get some help. All right? It'll be fine.
If who's fine?
The
Who are you
fucking
talking?
pilot, man. God, he needs us.
Okay, listen to me. No, nobody needs us, and this is not the time for you to play hero. Okay, let's get the.
What are you worried about?
What am I worried about? I'm worried about him going up there and getting us all fucking killed. We should be in the first fucking place,
man.
Listen, Mark is not up there.
What the fuck is this? Fuck you, dude. I'm gonna say this fucking right. You wanna be a fucking baby? Fine. I'm going after
fucking
him.
Mike. Go.
Sack of shit. Fuck you, Ryan. This guy's on you.
We gotta go. We gotta get the fuck off me.
No, come on, Floyd. Let's go.
This is bullshit. Okay,
Leave him
let
up
him
there
go.
alone. You leave him up there alone. Come on.
Wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Come on, man.
Mitch!
Ryan, man, Ryan.
We were scared. You're talking about best trained pilots in the world, best equipment in the world. Doesn't matter. We were not prepared for anything like this. Nobody is.
Fucking go now. Come on, Jake, a little further. Come on. guys see an injection or anything?
No, nothing.
Would you shut the fuck up? Come on.
Mitch, no, dude. Mitch.
Stay here. It's far enough.
What the fuck is that?
Hey, Viper, Gator 6. If we come in contact from the building, can you guys hit a hellfire there? Is that possible?
There was no heat signature. Our E3 controllers were unable to find the crash site for 28 minutes. By the time we did find our location, it was too late.
Come on, if they knew they were trapped, wouldn't they have done something about it? I mean, this is the U.S. military, for Christ's sake. They can do anything they want.
His leg is fucked, man! Take it easy, Jake, listen to me, buddy. You're gonna be alright, okay? You're gonna be okay.
I don't know, all right? Right, let's just get back on one of the bikes.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. Come on. Okay. What about those things?
I don't know!
Come on, Jake, we gotta go, buddy, come on! Right! Come on, Jake! Come on, buddy!
Jesus Christ, man!
What the fuck is going on, bitch?
Come on, man! Gotta go faster! Come on! Hold on. Stay here for a second.
We never should fucking come here.
I know. I'm sorry, buddy.
We gotta get out of here.
Listen to me. Just hang in there, all right? We're gonna get through this. I'm sorry, buddy. We gotta keep moving, though, okay? Can you walk?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jesus. All right, listen. Let's either stay, all right, and wait for the sun, or we try for it. It's up to you.
What are we doing here, Mitch?
Just let me think for a second.
I think they gave up. I think we can make a run for it.
See how many there were.
You fucking crazy! They are fucking hunting us!
Jesus Christ! We gotta go! Come on! Oh, fuck off! Glenn, come on! Go over here! Go! Over here! Where's that light coming from? Maybe it's the house. Come on. It's the same house from this morning, man. Shit. It's the same fucking house from this morning. I know it is. What else are we gonna do? This way, come on. Come on.
I wish I could share the pain I live with every day. The shame I feel when I look at myself in the mirror. I've prayed. God, pray. I'm not ready for the kingdom of heaven. There's only one Savior waiting for me.
Mitch, they're close! Come on! Come on! Where are they? Oh, Jesus, come on! They're coming! Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the fucking gate! They're right behind us! I don't want to die out here. It's open! It's open! Come and bar the fucking door! We have got to get taken to a hospital. Call that dad. Come on, call her. Fucking forward. Move the fucking move. Calm down. We need to fucking do it. We can't stay here. We gotta find some help. Well, listen, whatever took that thing down, if it's military, someone's gonna come looking for it, right? Right? Stay here and wait for him to get here. What are we gonna do, Benji? I got him in the emergency. We're just leaving her. What? What the fuck are you talking about? We can't just leave him. What do you want me to do? I'm not seeing it over those things coming and tear us apart. You understand me? Oh, shit! Look!
This is good. This is our time to ascend.
Alright, man, I know we're trespassing here, but we got these things out there chasing us.
They're God's messengers.
They have come to feed. Listen, man, we have to find a phone. Our friend is hurt real bad. Please help him, please. Please.
I've been waiting for you to guide us.
Hey, look, I think there's some kind of misunderstanding, okay? I think if you could just let us wait here for a while so we can stay here until somebody can come and help us. Yeah, please. Hey. What the fuck, man? What the fuck did you just do? What happens if you open those gates? You son of a bitch! We gotta move! Come on, let's move! We can't stay here!
Guys, there's a lot of blood, man. We gotta stop this, please.
God damn it! Stop! Come on! Check the bed. There's gotta be something here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That'll work.
I got you.
You see something? It's better than something. Yeah, catch. Ain't no Jakey.
Bitch, I'm sorry for what I said about Mark, man. I didn't mean it, okay?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sorry about Melissa.
I'm sorry I porked your mom. But I kinda wish it was the Russians. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Why did the men return to the house?
Geographically, it was the only place within miles of them. It was the only safe port in the storm.
And other than those men, the public had no idea what was happening.
They were the only ones up there, and we couldn't risk anyone compromising the operation.
You got it? You got it, man? Yes, I fucking got it. Come on. We gotta get him. No, you have no idea how many bodies I pushed from here, all right? And everyone... Turn the fucking light on. Wait. Turn the power back on.
You have any shells?
I don't. These motherfuckers! Fuck you! What are those things? What are they doing, Jacob? They're ours! Listen, they're here to take us all to the next level. Tell me, what do they want? You. What?
Once we were able to mark their position, our SAR teams were still about 15 minutes out. You could see the men were getting ripped apart, and we had no choice. We had to do it. We had to attack.
They're bombing them!
The earth is being recycled.
Shut up! So fucking help me, I will hit you! Where's more ammo?
In the basement, under the bench.
Watch it.
No! Mitch! No! Mitch, come back, man! Mitch, wait!
Cameras everywhere. He's been watching this the whole fucking time. There's gotta be something we can use.
Mitch!
Yeah, keep it.
Okay. Shit, they led us here. He's helping them.
Guys? That's Jake.
Right, this is you. You got my back. I'm going after Jake. Come on, let's move! Mitch, wait! Let him go! No, man, please. Please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You okay? Oh my God, get up. Get up. Come on. Come on, Ryan. Let's go. To the road. Let's go.
Where did he go? Come on, let's go. Over here. Right, come on, let's go. Go.
I'm gonna go out the front, get Jake. You two go out the back, get to the ATVs, and I'll meet you there. Okay? Come here. Listen. I can do this. All right, I got it. I'm way faster without you two bitches anyway. All right? First one there gets the ATV. Fucking haul ass and gets him out. Okay? Okay. We can do this. Let's go.
Mitch!
We could see him on scope. There was nothing else we could do for him. That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
We have one friendly down. Confirm. We have one friendly down. Okay.
Ryan! Let's go, come on! Into the fucking house! Ryan!
dude.
Run.
About 2 weeks after the incident, a captain from Davis Mountain made overtures toward the press. Apparently, he was going to bring this story to their attention. About 72 hours later, they found he and his A-10 aircraft crashed into the side of a Colorado mountainside. Pentagon said it was equipment malfunction and gross pilot error. Nobody came forward after that.
Do you believe the men were taken by aliens?
I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know.
He was 28 when they disappeared. Glenn would have been 43 years old next month.
And the official medical examiner report still lists the incident as an animal attack?
That monster took my son. He knew what he did. And they're just as guilty as he is for not telling us.
And then it was over. They just closed the case. It was like no one would help us, or even acknowledge they existed.
Their case was never brought to my attention, and when I asked about the incident, I was told no more questions.
And now I'll ask Officer Stein and his colleagues to escort the accused into the room so that we may all look upon the guilty party.
But the bottom line is, they lied to us. They're trying to hide the facts that fit their version of what happened.
Look, our goals are the same as the families, to find answers. Now, as a parent, I sympathize with them, but in this case, there's simply not enough evidence that this was anything but an animal attack or some kids who got caught up in a cult.
Amateur photographer was camping in the Estrella mountain range south of the I-10 highway. Along with him, his three friends.
Anyone with information about their possible whereabouts is encouraged to contact the Arizona Missing Database at www.maricopamissing.com or call 1-855-2-FIND-THEM. And remember, the call is anonymous.
March 13th, 1997, and suddenly, over the skies of Polden, Arizona, what is described as a giant, brightly lit boomerang soars through the air, slowly and silently. Just 15 minutes later, that same UFO is spotted by thousands of people over the Phoenix area. People report seeing it, pilots report seeing it in the air, yet military radar screens pick up nothing.
If those boys are dead, where the fuck are their bodies? Where the fuck are their bodies?
Okay. Hello. My name is Walt Gason, and my joyous day has finally come. My brothers and sisters have all risen above this world and left their vehicles behind. But today, it's my turn to follow the chosen ones to the kingdom of heaven. It is time.